Good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let me just put everybody into the room. I'll be right with you guys. Hey guys, hey. Okay, sound is good. Connie, good morning. All right, let me do share screen. Share screen number 2. Share screen 2. Okay, beautiful. All right, everybody seeing the screen? Seeing the NDX? Which has been a monster. I don't know how much you guys traded. Okay, hang on just one sec. Sorry, guys. I'm just in final conversation with somebody here. Yep. Okay. Did anybody trade off hours while, with the stuff that I showed you? Like with the variant of the setup, or even with the setup, doesn't matter. With the original setup, with the variant of the setup, anybody trade anything today on NAS? Because it's been a monster. Nope. It's just been like, I got to tell you, it couldn't have had a more perfect environment for profits today, given the way NASDAQ kind of traded. And let me just kind of show you what I consider to be the perfect environment. It's actually Asia was just a really, let me go back here. Let me show you the chart. Just bear with me a second. So let's go back to Asia. Okay, so, hang on a sec. Oh, I know why, sorry, okay. All right, so this is US breakout. Oh no, what's going on here? Why can't I do this? Okay, so this is, what time is this? Fuck. 27, 21. What's today? 28? Where's Asia on this stupid thing? 5 o'clock. Okay, yeah. Oh, this is US. Is this Asia? I'm losing my mind. Hang on a second, guys. I got to go look on my own. This is so annoying. Okay, you know what? Screw this. I can't do this on the MT4 because I just can't deal with the ridiculously crappy layout. Let's go look at Asia on New York time. I want to show you. Good job, Cher. Good job. Okay, so this is what I want to show you. So, where the fuck is it? Oh, God damn. Sorry, guys. It's taking me forever. It's taking me forever to get to the charts because I was going to show you like Asia opening. Look at this Asia opening. So this is like the absolute perfect market market structure. Oh, let me just enable. Sorry, let me enable sounds so we could you guys can hear me. Perfect structure for the setup where you have what it's either a V or a U, basically sharp up, sharp down. That is just money in the bank for us because all it means is that continuity up, continuity down, right? There was all these trades that I plucked out in the to the upside, and there were all these trades that I plucked down to the downside. Now, regardless of how you use the setup, whether you use the classic, let's break the lows, take out the highs, or you used the next positive candle off of off the signal, like I showed you yesterday, doesn't matter. It all worked, and it all worked super well, especially if you just focused on the first 2 signals for continuity, and then the third or the fourth signal for possible reversals. But you even had like third or fourth continuity signals here, because Look at this down move here. So you have a buy here, breaks to the downside, continuity signal. Buy here, this is a red. This gave me a little bit of heat and then eventually crashed down. I think this gave me about 10 points worth of heat against a 20 stop, and then it crashed down. So, you know, third buy signal, continuity breakdown over here, right? Just beautiful, beautiful structures that constantly made money. Then we go the other way. Then it just, you know, reverse the other way. So you have sell. Here's the buy signal off the sell. Boom, continuity the other way. So it's just been a pure joy to trade for the past 24 hours. This morning off of GDP, I don't know if you guys read my note. I said if GDP comes in weak, it's going to be a massive buy. My biggest problem was I just didn't do enough. Like, and then I started to get cute and I started to get short on this thing. I got very lucky, but it was just stupid because really you couldn't have owned enough off of this signal. Buy negative, back up to positive, boom, just explodes to the upside, right? So ahead of the market open, the only reason we do have a tiny little buy signal here. We have a sell against the buy candle over here. I'm just not playing it because this market open. But you know what? I should. Let me come back down. We can easily do this on the CFD one. You know, this is a pretty good idea. Let's just see if I can actually get this thing over here. Sorry. Okay. No, actually, the CFD doesn't have a signal on here. Wow. Is that right? Ooh, CFD had only these two signals, none of these signals. So we don't have a signal, so there's no trade here. But we can watch. I'll bring my futes here too. Yes. So it's easier to see on MT5 than I think on MT4 here for how I trade the new variant. You can actually see it right here on this particular case. So this is a sell signal in an uptrend, right? Sell reversal. In our classic structure, if the high gets taken out, we get long, right? In our new variant, all we need is a buy candle against the sell candle. So if there's a sell candle, next one could be red, next one could be red, next one could be red. The third one could be green. As long as trend is positive, we get long after that green candle. Basically, the green candle switches our trigger. We don't necessarily need the high of the candle to be beaten. To the long side, we don't need the low of the candle to be beaten. We just need the red candle to switch us on, okay? It's that simple, just super, super easy. Like right now, on the futes, I have this, this candle over here. This became a buy. I'm gonna get long on this thing, on the futes, and we'll see if this works for me on the 8, 6, 7. Okay, good. So first of all, why did I get long on this on the futes here? Super easy. I had a sell candle. This was a buy candle. We had a little bit of a pre-market opening, and then this actually turned. This is a second green candle, like a second really, really strong buy candle off of this sell candle. That's enough for me to, and then obviously I had the market open, so that was enough for me to pop it up, and very, very quick 8 points, 7 points here on the open. So is that clear, Karen? Like basically, I'm just looking now. As long as I have trend,
Nasdaq buy continuation, trend is weak buy.
As long as I have trend, I'm going to go off the reversals. Off the reversals, all I need is a trend candle. So off the sell reversal, I just need a green candle. Off the buy reversal, I just need a red candle. It gets me in early and right. Now here's the cool thing. Off the continuation candles, like this is a buy continuation right now, right? What we're looking for, and it's not complicated, but I just, I don't know why people get so flustered by this concept. I am looking for a couplet. I'm not looking for a continuation. Like I'm not looking for the thing to take out the highs in this variant. I'm not looking for the thing to go green. I'm looking for a red-green couplet, meaning sell off, sell on. Buy off, buy on. Correction, resumption. Correction, resumption. So you could see where this traded this way right over here. Buy continuation, sell-off resumption, boom, straight up. I was super late, as you can see on this trade, because I was just dicking around. But the idea is the same: sell on, buy off, buy on. Now it just needs to be a couplet. Sometimes you could have 3 or 4 red candles until you get a green candle. Red green is what you're looking for in trend. Red green for continuations. Green red for the downside candles. That's for continuation candles. For the reversal candles, all I'm looking for is continuation trade, right? Is that clear, guys? Is that clear to everybody else here, or is everybody else still confused? So like right now, hey, okay, let's do this. We have buy. I'm in on NAS because I have a couplet on the CFD, red green couplet, right? Red green couplet. So I'm betting that we're going to get continuity and trend here. NASDAQ goes a little higher. Let's see if I'm right. I mean, obviously it's opening day. I mean, opening minutes. We can always get flushed out off the vol, but I want to demonstrate this idea to you guys. So I just went, I just went long off this thing. Let's see if this works. Now, what's cool about that is there's really just a massive amount. I mean, the hard part, honestly, the really hard part is timing the entry. You on a 1 minute chart, you blink in here. We might get stuffed on this because obviously it's the opening rotation. So I could have gotten. I wanted to just demo the trade. I don't. I didn't do this in my own account precisely because I didn't think it was. It was just not. It's too volatile. It could still work on us. Hopefully it will. Hopefully it'll prove my thesis here. But it's just the volatility. The vol here is just massive, right? So we have to respect the vol here. But what it's going to say is like just not during market opening rotation, during regular hours, you have tons and tons of these setups, and it just basically the hardest part is actually getting the timing right. The really good news is I'm getting Dougie to add that functionality to the applet. So the applet will actually, like, in other words, once you see the signal, you'll be able to press the button and the applet will auto execute for you when you get the turn signal. It'll have the exact same functionality, which is timeout. And there we go. So I managed to survive the volatility, and this broke out. Just a sample example of what I wanted to show you, right? I don't know if anybody took the trade because it was such a high vol trade, but it worked again. So one Fuchs, one other thing that works. So is everybody kind of getting what I'm saying here? So as I said, the hardest part about this variant is just being there on the 1 minute chart. It just you kind of snooze, you lose if you don't press the buttons. But we're going to automate that piece of it and make it a lot easier. So basically, once you see the signal, you can just press the button and then let the EA functionality. And obviously, when you go like even on a 5 minute chart, it's much easier. But really, I've been actually fooling around with this on the 1 hour charts in FX. It's beautiful because it's so relaxing, and you can just you can set that up and put the structure on there. And then obviously the applet will just sit there and you don't have to watch the screen for tick by tick. But if you're gonna sit down in front of the market for 2 or 3 hours, like this is the other thing I was gonna say is what's very cool about this is you're approximately at about a setup every 30 minutes, right? So let's say you're gonna sit down for 3 hours, you have a reasonable chance at possibly, I'm talking about just per instrument, right? And this is another thing we can talk about, of like between 3 to 5 quality trades. Maybe even sometimes you can get 3 setups an hour. Like every 20 minutes you might get in continuous trends. So you're like sort of if you're sitting down for 3 to 4 hours when you want to.
NASDAQ sell reversal trend is weak buy.
Okay, so we have a sell reversal. So we're gonna play this again because I'm just gonna press this trade until it stops working. Uh, Although I'm looking at my future so far. So here we have a sell reversal, right? So you're watching this trade, right? We need, what do we need now? We need a green candle. Now here's the kind of a nuanced thing that you want to watch for. The moving averages are getting really, like, the best setup for this is when we're like somewhere around here, when the moving averages are beginning to expand, when the trend is just beginning, right? This is an aging trend. We've been trending for an hour and a half. So the moving averages are actually compressing. The convexity of the moving averages is turning down, right? Here the moving average is turning up. Here the convexity is turning down. Now it's kind of flattening out. So we're not sure whether it's a consolidation or end of trend, right? So here, obviously, the probability of success here gets smaller simply because the trend is aged. But we're still gonna, if we still get a green candle, and it's the moving averages are still separated, we're going to trade this. But fully in mind that this is already remember I said to you, it's the third, fourth trade in the sequence. We only want to trade the first two trades in the sequence. In effect, effectively, there's really only, this was the first trade, this was the second trade, this is really the third trade in the sequence. We're already diminishing our chance of success. But if you start thinking about it in those terms, so you have trend, you have two trades in sequence, you have basically two trades per hour. You can put together very, very effective trading plan of saying, okay, I'm going to do 5 to 7 quality trades today, right? If everything is working, I should be like 5 out of 6. If it's not working,
dollar yen trend down.
I'll be 4 out of 6, and if it's a really horrible day, I'll only be 50-50, because that's really where you should be if you're executing the trades to spec. The big problem, the really, really big problem for me, and I'm sure for everybody else, is I'm nowhere near the 7 perfect trades. I'm more like 25 trades, because I'm dicking around those concepts. I'm taking trades completely off menu, doing other stuff, and that is the habits we need to stop. Like, that is the habit. The minimizing those habits will really increase your success rate. But if you think about it in those global terms, it actually makes it easier to not get tempted, right? Because if you know ahead of time exactly how your day is going to develop, and we know, because this is, this setup repeats itself over and over and over again. We've traded this probably already 200 times live, and we can trade it 2,000 times live. It's never going to change, right? The 1 minute chart is always going to be there. There will always be trends on 1 minute chart. They will always have certain trace elements which we can follow. And the critical thing is just to stick to those trace elements and not become a cowboy, not extemporaneous. Now, so this is a very, very nuanced trade, right? In my opinion, highly ineffective. Like, this is almost a lottery trade in the sense that, yes, you have a green candle. Yes, the trend is marginally positive. You guys watching all of this, right? It's marginally positive, right? But it's literally turning negative, and it's already the third or the fourth signal in the thing. So could it work for a pop of 5, 6? Yes, it could. Do we want to try and do it for shits and giggles? You could do it for shits and giggles, but the whole point is to not do the shits and giggles trades, to just do the really good quality trades.
Nasdaq trend down, weak sell.
Okay, and it's working. Like, like you took this down, you bought this at like, I don't know what the hell was this. What was the close on this? Let me just see. 54, and this thing popped like 10 points in your way. So it worked. But the difference is, it wasn't a good trade. It was a profitable trade, but not a good trade, right? It's okay. Like, I mean, it wasn't a horrible trade because it still stayed true to the setup. But you could just tell that this is more of a lucky trade than a good one, which is fine, But I just wanted to point those out. It's still, like, even in the grander scheme of things, it's still better to take this trade than to take a trade off plan. This is my biggest problem is I take trades off plan that don't have that like, I'll go, oh, fuck, it looks like this looks like a variant of my thing. Let me take it. Do I have a candle? I don't have a candle. Do I have any kind of reference point? No.
Nasdaq trend up, strong buy.
Okay, so we're back to trend up. We can watch the we can see if there's any so we sort of effectively what happened is uptrend, tiny little correction, and now we're back up into strong uptrend. Now, we're up 200 points on the move, and Nas is really starting to cook, right? Okay. So yeah, I mean, I'm glad you're appreciating that, Demetrius, because I've been thinking a lot about this. We've been talking only about mechanics, and mechanics. I mean, look at this monster move. Wow. I kept you guys out of this, like, oh, it's not a great quality trade. It doesn't look that great, and it turned out to be like a total monster. But it's fine. It's clear. It's clear the market really wants to run. There's always another trade ahead of us. Like my biggest problem right now is if I wasn't trading with you guys, I'd be like, oh fuck it, they're really running it. I want to get long. I'm gonna chase this thing, because there's still more to go. And inevitably, you tick top to top. It's it comes back down over here. You get stopped out, and then the true trend develops, and you're like, oh damn, I got to make up those losses. I don't know how many of you guys do that. I do that all the time. My problem isn't making money. My problem is stopping myself from doing stupid stuff to give money back. Because the setup is golden. The problem is we all try to do extraneous stuff to the setup, and and that's because right now we all want to trade. We all want to be in this move, which is like a 50 to 50 point move in a matter of 2 minutes. And we're like missing it. So FOMO really kicks in. And you're like, oh, I can't believe it. Look at this monster move. They took out fresh highs. If they took out fresh highs, it's going to go higher. You start justifying in your mind
dollar yen trend up, all
sorts of new setups, right? New setups that you really didn't trade because you just want to be in a trade. I don't know if you guys do this. I do this. I do this all the time. It sounds like Cheryl is feeling me today, that everybody relates to this idea. And I think, it's really important because I started thinking about this yesterday. We have one of the best, most profitable setups you can find on a day trading basis, right? We don't need to prove to ourselves that we can make money with it. We do it every freaking day for the last 150 days, right? The problem isn't the setup. The problem is ourselves. And the problem is us controlling ourselves to stay true to the setup. So, I just wanted all of you guys to sort of think those things through. And I'm like the worst because we're sitting here live. We want to do trades. The setup doesn't necessarily show up on, it's not on demand, right? It's not like TV on demand where I want the market to show me my setup all the time. And so I'll force trades just because I want to amuse and entertain everybody. And that actually creates a whole bunch of bad habits. So whatever I'm doing here that's not on setup, I have no idea, Demetrius, and I really don't care if the market is going to turn the other way, because it's not my setup. My setup will tell me if the market is going to turn the other way or if it's going to go to fresh highs. So I don't want to add another idea into my head that's completely immaterial. If I'm going to day trade right now, I'm just day trading the arrows. Okay, that's what I want to do, right? If I want to spec and sort of say, oh, I want to try something new, or I want to do something this, and I want to do that, fine. But know that you're just doing bullshit. Know that you're just doing shits and giggles. Know that you are just essentially YOLO cowboying it, which is fine, And the best way to do that maybe is to just have an account where you actually don't follow any rules. You have an account where you follow all the rules, and you have an account where you don't follow any rules. So at least you're not lying to yourself. At least you're not lying to yourself every single day that you know what you're doing. It's literally your bullshit. I don't know what I'm doing account where I'm just going to gamble. Okay, I mean, that's fine, Demetrius. But again, my point is we don't care about the bias. Okay, right now your bias is wrong because the market is up. Okay, if you want to try to pick the top here and short this, and it works, You won't be good, you'll be lucky. Okay, you'll just be lucky because you couldn't replicate this on any other given day. So what we're trying to do here is replicate what we do every single day. And we do that by sticking to the setup, by really, really doing this, right? My point is, you are perfectly welcome to pick tops and bottoms, but don't fool yourselves into thinking that you're trading. You're just gambling. You're just guessing, not gambling, guessing. You know, if you didn't have stops, then you'd be gambling. But but you're not trading, you're guessing. And that's fine. Have a guess account. I'm going to have an account where I'm just going to do guesses and see how well my guesses, do against the market. Because you got to be honest with yourself. Like I started thinking about this, and it's you really have to be honest with yourself as to how you trade. And I think we can all agree that we're just basically guessing all the time when we don't have a setup. Like one of the things that makes Kathy so good is she just does not fucking guess. She has the discipline to just do her thing, and she'll variate sometimes off of it, but she catches herself very quickly. But she doesn't guess. She has a framework. She always works within the framework, right? So that's just my little rant today because I had some thoughts overnight. We don't have a trade. We don't have a fucking trade, so we just sit here with our thumbs, watching the market. Now, do we want to, look at the Dow? Sure, we can look at the Dow. Sure, we can look at the Kiwi on a 1 minute chart. We can look at all these things, but let's not fool ourselves that this is, that any of this stuff is, it's just all for fun, Speaking, by the way, so, while we have a little time, Jonathan is asking me, am I still limiting trades to second arrow signal chart? So Jonathan, the great question. So when it comes to breakout trades, like if I want to do our classic breakout trades, like, I want to take out the highs, yes, I want the second arrow on the breakout. When it comes to my, variant, no, because that's the reason why I like the variant is it actually gets me into trades earlier, right? That's, it still limits my trades, but it gets me into trades. You see what I'm saying, Jonathan? Like here, all I need is this entry and I'm in the trade. I'm gone. I'll even trade reversals. Now remember, we haven't even gotten to reversals because I gave you like formulas for both reversals and continuation, but I think it was just so much information that people kind of just blanked out. So I'm just focusing on continuation trades. But the reversal trades, the reversal trades are nowhere near as good as continuation trades. But I'm still willing, when I have a third or fourth candle in sequence, to try reversal trades. I'm still willing to do that, absolutely. I did not have a reversal trade here, but like I actually did have a reversal trade here, right? So like if you want to know what my reversal trade here, can you see this? Okay, Jonathan, can you see this? I don't know if this is big enough. So let me show you. I think I actually did this on my. I wonder if I did this on my. Where the fuck is my? Hang on. Let me just pull my. I think there was a. Oh man, where's my feuds? This one? Okay, let me see if I can show this to you. Yeah, you can see my reversal trade here. Okay, let's get big. I'll show this to you on the reversal trade. So, right here, sorry, right over here. You can see, so this is the second, and I was really pushing it, but this is the second, this was a buy candle, like, the trend is down, right? There's a buy candle, it's kind of second candle. I was really pushing it. It's not totally kosher, but the reversal trade basically is red, green. So you have a whole bunch of greens, so you have a red and you have a reestablishment of green, like especially because the moving averages were very close and it was compressed. I totally went long here on all these trades, and on the other side, the reversal trade is green red. So the way this would work, the way this work is, here's the reversal candle. Again, this is this is not good examples because this is only the first one. But you have sometimes sometimes you can interpret because you have a huge trend here. So you could say, okay, maybe it's reasonable for me to try to. Oh, I think we have a do we have a reestablishment of trend here? Let's see. No, it's just we just have a candle forming, so we may have a trend signal in just a second. So long trend. If you're gonna do reversals, then what you want is green red, right? So green red, or if you really wanted to clear a signal, it would be green red. So if you shorted over here, what was the close here? This was 73. It gave you a little bit of heat. It went up to about 82. I use 20, 10 always on these trades. So it went 10 against you, and then it dropped like a stone. Like it times reverse. It's the best. The reversal is by no means as good as continuation, but if you're going to do reversal, timing it this way is super good. Okay, so much better than the other way.
Nasdaq by continuation trend is strong buy.
Okay, so we got a strong buy. Now we're looking for a red-green combo. We're looking for a couplet because this is a continuation trade. So we need to see weakness, strength, right? If it's all straight, we're not chasing it. If we want to do our momentum-based thing, then we just put it up above the highs and let it trade that. Which, by the way, we can. We haven't done that. We haven't done that setup in a while, so it doesn't hurt. We can easily do this and put ourselves into a momentum move through the highs, which is fine. Totally down for that. But in the new variant, what we'd be looking for is a red-green combo, right? So the interesting thing is, let's imagine this is a situation.
Dollar yen trend down.
Right now, it's kind of mildly pushing up and down. Now we're getting a little bit of a red candle. It's early. What I was going to say is, if you get a red-green combo, very often you get an entry at a much lower, better price. And if the trend is still legitimate, if the uptrend remains in place, if the buyers still want to take it higher, you're basically in a much better place than a full breakout mode, right? That's the one. There's a couple of advantages to the variant, but this is one of the advantages to the variant that I really like. Does that make sense to everybody? Regardless of what I'm talking about right now, it looks like we're going to do a breakout move. So we'll follow the breakout if it moves. But it's got to hold the highs. So we'll see if it can hold the highs. Oh, didn't hold the highs. So was that the vol move? Was that a 20? Maybe it was a 20-point vol move. Wow, it took me out of the because of the vol. So we couldn't get executed. So let's just either the vol took me out or it just didn't take. It looks like the vol just was much higher. What was the vol on this thing? Oh yeah, no. Why did the vol not work? That makes no sense. It was a 20 stop, and this thing had a. Oh yeah. Never mind. I'm sorry. I didn't look at the. It's a 95.36. There's a 40 vol candle. Okay, so that's why it's a 40 vol candle. So that's why it blew me out. Fine. So we now have possibly a secondary setup. So we didn't get the momentum move, which was just as well because you can see the momentum move would have stopped us out. Now we have a red candle. Now we're looking for a if this candle closes red, now we're looking for a green candle. And remember, the next candle is going to be red. Then we're looking, it's just a red-green combo. So all we need is a couplet. As long as trend stays positive. If you get 2 or 3 candles, the trend is going to turn negative. The whole thing, disappears as an idea. Guys, sorry, just 1 second. I got to deal with CNBC for a second. I'm sorry. No, I'm just watching this just to see if it's hang on, let me just see if this turns positive. Not really, not really. Let's wait. I'll wait. If this candle turns positive, if this candle stays positive, I will I will trade that. Which side do I have? 32 seconds. Okay, nope. Can't. That's the reason why I held off. By the way, you want the positive candle to be a good positive. You don't want like a bullshit little it's an indecision. You want the bulls to reestablish dominance. If they can't reestablish dominance, there's no reason for you to trade, right? And it was a good thing, Cheryl. It was a good thing that vol took us out, right? Because it was a loser trade. Too much vol. All right, trend is, clearly getting a little bit of a sell-off. They're probing the 200 level after I mean, if you look at this realistically, this is a very, very mature trend, right? By the way, you can get very cute with the reversal ideas. And the thing is, that's okay. Like it's a little bit bogus, but at least it's within a framework. So what I was going to say is, if you look at this and you say, you know what, this is just basically the end of trend. This is really not a fresh trend. So this is the third or fourth, arrow within trend. This is a reversal. This is a sell arrow, sell reversal and a buy trend. What we're looking for in a let's get long here. Okay, sorry, I'm fucking talking and I totally missed this. Let's get long here off of this green to see if we get like the last of the puke to the upside, the last of the run to the upside. Let's see if this works for us. All right, let me just see if this pops up here. We'll let this play out. If it doesn't work, doesn't work. But because there's obviously it's an old trend and it's kind of dying, and it's just that's it. And I think I was late. I should have been in here. The close on here was 200, and this went up to 211. And I'm super late on this trade. This trade was badly butchered on the execution. So I'm very likely we'll see if I can survive my butchering. But if I didn't execute if I didn't butcher this actually would have been an okay trade. But let's see if I can survive it still. All right, boom! I got lucky. We survived the trade off of really, really horrible execution. But you guys get the idea, right? You get the idea. But I got distracted because what I was going to show you is if you're going to trade reversal, right? So let's say this is a continuation trade. This is a sell reversal. Remember I said to you the combo is red green onto the short side. If you're going to do reversal, what you're looking for is strength followed by weakness, which tells you the trend is exhausted. So if you took this, that was a great trade to the downside, right? That was a great reversal signal to the downside. So this we got lucky because, and here's the thing.
Aussie trend down.
The reason we get lucky, even off crappy execution, is because we're on the right side of the angels. We're on the right side of the market trend. We're on the buying side, and the buying side still dominating, right? Still dominating, and doing that basically covers up a huge amount of trading sins, right? Like there was zero reason I should have made money on that trade. That trade was super lucky just because we were on the right side, and I had momentum on my side, and I was on the right side of momentum, so I got swept up. Anybody take that trade, by the way? Connie, Karen, anybody? Cheryl? Paul is like Paul like is like Paul takes all the profitable trades. And Paul, how much you get out of it? I bet you got like 10 out of it, right? You let that play for much longer than I did. 8. Good job. Yeah, sweet. Good for you. Yeah, but I was it was just a bad. I wasn't watching, and this is why I need Doug's tool, because when we have the tool, this thing would have put me into the trade 5 points earlier, or even 3 points earlier, which would have instantaneously, put me into. I would have been profitable on this candle instead of this candle, which is fine. I got lucky to be profitable on the second candle. Oh, I just thought you don't have bad ones. You're like the quiet master Zen trader. Okay, that's funny. Good for you. Okay, so I forgot how much. I already forgot how many trades we did. Jesus, I'm losing.
Nasdaq sell reversal trend is strong buy.
Did I only do 2 trades or 3 trades today? I'm totally losing my mind. We took this, and then I took this. So I guess just 2 trades, right? Did we only do 2 trades today? So, okay, here we go, by the way. Here's this, sell reversal. The trend has kind of reestablished itself. This is a legitimate buy candle. We're going to try it one more time. If this buy candle holds, and it holds pretty well, we're going to try it one more time. I got 15, 14 seconds. All right, I'm in at 24. Let's see if this works for us. Nope. I'm gonna take it flat here, although it totally works. Okay, sorry guys. As usual, I just didn't have the patience because I thought it was a little bit overloaded, but that worked also. So that would have been 5. I just took 2. Did anybody stay for the 5?
Aussie trend up.
Connie took 10. Good for you. Okay, yeah. So 3 is better than nothing, but and Daniel is just trailing the trend. Good for you, Daniel. What were you trading? Like from what entry are you in? Like, what's the price? Are you trading? By the way, are you trading CFDs or futures? Give me a reference price. Because I'm just curious, like whether you're trading the longer term trend or you just futures. So what's your futures entry? Where'd you come in on the futures? 16. Oh, you're in. Well, it's okay. 16 is like. Oh, were you coming in on that candle that we had here? And you're just holding it out? You're just holding it for the long one? Or was it earlier? Anyways, I got to tell you. So the interesting thing is, yeah, I know. and this is what I'm telling you is, distractions, fuck ups, FOMO, all those things. Just keep those things in mind. Those are you're not losing because the setup is bad. You're losing because you're not mastering yourself, which is okay because ultimately you can always master yourself, but you can't force a setup to become good, right? Like it doesn't matter how disciplined you are if you don't have a good edge on the setup. We have the foundation for quality trading, right? We can that's actually the beauty and the positive aspect of where we're at this point, right? It doesn't matter how good we are with discipline. If if we were super good, if we had an idiotic, it's much better to have an intelligent setup and be an idiot than to have an idiotic setup and be an intelligent person, right? Because you can always improve your idiocy. You can't improve an idiotic system. So that's my big inspirational speech for the day today. So here's what I was going to say is, Jonathan, Connie, everybody else, if we were doing, well, this probably would have kept us out of the vol. Anyways, I think the vol on this was, how much was the vol? The low was 12. Yeah, look at the vol. Holy shit, the vol was massive. We wouldn't have done the trade anyways because the vol was huge. But I was going to say is, if you're doing the breakout trade, right? It's a loser of a trade because, well, you either don't have a trade because the vol takes you out, or you had a big retrace because you're buying, you're extending way too high. And that's why this variant, to me, on a scalping basis, is so interesting, because it stays very much with the philosophy and methodology of what we do, but it gives us, I think, a better entry. The only thing that's missing, and which we're going to do over here, is we're going to create like a whole bunch of buttons. We're going to create continuation buttons and reversal buttons. And once we click the button, what it's going to do is the setup is instantaneously going to set it in motion and trigger only when you have the combo of candles that completes your your task. So I just need to semi-automate this. This is one of the problems of this setup that I find is that because I'm late, I will then, if I miss a trade, I get pissed and I want to chase the trade, and I chase the trade and I get a bad execution. And again, something that should have been profitable turns unprofitable only because of my human frailty, not because of the setup. So all of these things we're going to try and improve. Yeah. We'll do a manual. We'll do a manual. Yeah. We'll do a manual. We'll do a manual. All right. Well, we got nothing else going on here, guys. I think we're kind of done. What did we do? Did we do 15? I already lost track of what we did. We didn't do any other trades. So the other thing I was going to say is, Jonathan, actually, this is to you. So I traded ES yesterday, right? To effectively like a break-even basis. And I got to tell you, like, it's not that it's not a great instrument. It's that it's just a horrible instrument for me. Like, it's too slow, right? This is what I was going to say. The other thing that you want to think about. What's your personality? What's the instrument that you are most in sync with? It literally is like dating. It's just the same thing. You either have chemistry with an instrument or you don't. There's no such thing as, oh, I can do anything with anybody anytime, right? I'll just
Nasdaq buy continuation trend is strong buy.
I'll just be mechanical about everything, because the whole point is the money is in the nuance. The money is an understanding. When is a trend really strong? When is a trend exhausting itself? Everything we have here is guidance. If we took everything literally, it would not be profitable, right? It's only profitable because the guidance is very good. But there is an element of interpretation. And that element of interpretation is a function of how well you read a certain instrument. So, ES is just, it's not that I can't, if I train myself really hard, I probably could do ES really well, but like, why bother? I really read the NASDAQ much better. Now, my point is, just because I'm comfortable with NASDAQ doesn't mean you have to be. You can choose your own instrument. You could, like people, I know that Connie trades Dow, she trades gold. You need to read the instrument that you're trading. And if you're comfortable with whatever instrument that you're trading, that's the one you trade dominantly, because you will then apply those principles in the best fashion possible. Does that make sense to everybody? David, I don't know what you're talking about. What template are you talking about? Are you talking about this template? Oh, this is the arrow. I'm sorry. This is the arrow. This is the arrow arrow indicator. This is just the pure arrow. It's not even arrow plus. It's just pure arrow. But you can do arrow plus. Either both arrow and arrow plus are going to give you the exact same same arrows. Okay. Well, if I can do it, anybody can do it, Karen. Anyways, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Hope you had a good time. We're still going to do Zoom tomorrow. We're going to 4 days Zoom. So tomorrow, Friday, should be a lot of fun. Pretty good day. The most important thing is that, you know, I'm just proving to you every day the efficacy of what we're doing. There's literally going to be 10 examples of this off hours when when we're off screen, either in, continuation of New York or opening of Asia. So watch it, trade it when you can, trade it on the instrument that you like. And and this is obviously going to be very extendable to much longer time frames, much better. Like I actually started looking at this on the 1 hour time frame on currencies, and I love it just because it's just so relaxing. The signals are just as good in the 1 hour as they are in the 1 minute, and it's a completely different mindset from what we do. But here, just remember, we're trying to do between 5 and 7 quality trades a day off the slice signals that are given to us, and not fuck around with anything else. Pardon my potty mouth, but I'm a New Yorker. It's part of my religion. All right, guys. Everybody have a wonderful, wonderful day. Final thoughts? Anything else? No, we're good. All right. Huddle up tomorrow. Final day of the day. Let's run the sucker to profit. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.